Stacey Slater thought she had finally found some peace in Walford, but that sense of calm was shattered the moment Max Branning walked back into the Vic. His return wasn't quiet or understated, it was impossible to ignore. Everyone in the pub felt the tension spike, and Stacey's heart raced as memories she thought she'd buried resurfaced instantly. Max made his entrance in the middle of Lauren and Peter's wedding reception, a place where happiness was supposed to reign. But as soon as he stepped through the door, the room shifted. Oscar, his estranged son, ran to him with a mix of excitement and relief, thrilled to reconnect with his dad. Lauren, on the other hand, was less than welcoming. Her frosty stare made it clear that past grievances weren't forgotten, and the atmosphere became heavy with unspoken tension. And then Max's gaze landed on Zoe, Stacey's cousin. There was a spark, a recognition, a history between them that the rest of the pub didn't yet know about. Earlier this year, Max and Zoe shared a secret connection, and it was clear that neither had completely forgotten it. Stacey noticed the look in his eyes, and for the first time, unease crept into her heart. As Max's presence stirred the past, Stacey felt a whirlwind of emotions. Nostalgia, longing, and unresolved feelings collided inside her. Upstairs in the pub, Zoe pulled Stacey aside, advising her to stay away from Max. Her warning seemed caring, almost protective, but Stacey couldn't shake the feeling that Zoe's advice came with its own hidden motives. Later, away from prying eyes, Zoe and Max found themselves talking, catching up in a way that reignited old sparks. It was subtle at first, a brush of familiarity, a knowing smile, but for those paying attention, it was impossible to miss the chemistry between them. Kat spotted the pair together and wasted no time issuing a stark warning, insisting that Zoe keep her distance from Max. But sometimes, warnings only make people more curious. Meanwhile, Max's arrival didn't just affect Stacey and Zoe, it shook the foundation of other relationships in the room. He challenged Lauren, questioning her and Peter's relationship in a way that caused tension to flare. Conversations became strained, and the air was thick with unresolved conflicts. But even as he stirred trouble, Max's attention kept returning to Stacey. When he saw her preparing to leave the pub, something compelled him to follow. In that moment, Max let his guard down. He reminded Stacey of the life they once shared, the good times, the laughter, the moments that had defined them. His voice carried a mix of regret and hope, and it was clear he had changed since leaving Walford years ago. Stacey hesitated, torn between the stability she had built and the emotions that Max still evoked. After a brief pause, she invited him inside for a drink, unsure what she was risking but unable to resist the pull of their shared past. The two of them sat together, talking in hushed tones, and for a while, it was as if the years apart had melted away. Stacey opened up about Martin's death, the grief she'd carried quietly for so long, and the vulnerability in her voice revealed a side of her that few had seen. Max listened intently, offering comfort and understanding, and for a fleeting moment, it seemed like they might rekindle what had been lost. Their faces drew closer, hearts beating in unison, and just as it seemed they might kiss, Zoe appeared. The interruption was sharp, sudden, and almost cruel, tearing them apart before they could cross that line. Once Max left, Zoe pressed her point even harder. She urged Stacey to get away from her old flame for good, reminding her that the flight to Brazil was still waiting and that she should seize this opportunity for herself and for her children, Hope and Arthur. Stacey listened, conflicted, weighing the advice against the pull of her heart. Overhearing the conversation, Lily added her encouragement, urging her mother to do what was best and not let fear hold her back. The decision wasn't easy. Stacey packed her bags with a sense of urgency, knowing time was slipping away and that every minute counted. Leaving Walford was bittersweet. She was stepping into a new chapter, but it meant leaving behind memories, familiar faces, and a part of her own heart. The plane ticket symbolized a fresh start, a chance to move forward and embrace a life beyond the turmoil of the square. But just as Stacey was ready to leave, the true twist emerged. Zoe's intentions became unmistakably clear when she messaged Max, asking him to meet her outside. The conversation that followed revealed feelings that had been hidden for months. Zoe confessed that she wanted Max, insisting that they could pick up where they had left off and create something new together. Max hesitated, haunted by his past mistakes, particularly what had happened with Greg. But Zoe's determination was relentless, and eventually, he gave in. The moment they kissed was electric, full of desire, tension, and the thrill of forbidden connection. They were lost in the moment, oblivious to the world around them until Stacey walked in. Her eyes widened, her heart sank, and the betrayal hit harder than anything she had anticipated. The man she had once loved, the cousin she trusted, and the history that bound them all collided in a single, devastating instant. Stacey's shock, anger, and heartbreak were palpable, leaving everyone with one burning question: how will she respond to this ultimate betrayal? The twists and turns of this night in Walford remind us that love, loyalty, and trust are never simple. Every choice has consequences, and sometimes the people we think we know best can surprise us in ways we never imagined. Stacey's journey is far from over, and as viewers, we're left on the edge edge of our seats, wondering what will come next in this tangled web of secrets, desires, and heartbreak.